Hi, my name is Ian McCowan. I'm a self-help author. I write about alcohol abuse and I write about recovery. I'm in my car right now and I also don't look that good, but I'm mildly inspired to do something I have neglected to do for a long time, which is make a video about my books. To kind of promote them, I guess. I don't know how this video goes. I'm not much for making videos. But, well, let's just get right down to it. I want to help people. I hated the shoes I was once in. I was in a lot of trouble. Not legally, but, health-wise and mentally in a lot of trouble. And when I needed help, I couldn't relate to any self-help books. And I'd read articles and they were also general. And the self-help books also seemed general and I never felt like things applied to me. I don't know why they just didn't. It felt like advice was being thrown around, but yeah, so it just didn't apply to me. So when I was in Vegas last year, and, in a casino, there's a lot of drinking, of course, and I couldn't drink. I was craving, of course. And I love going there, sure. But I was in the hotel room and I thought, okay, what can I do? I can write. And I had thoughts about writing some type of thing about alcohol abuse. And I wasn't quite sure how I would go about it. And then I thought to myself, okay, what if I write a self-help book that my former self could relate to? What would 21-year-old me need to get help? I regret not getting help sooner because, honest to God, I just had a lot of traumatic experiences. I've had a lot of nightmares, and when I look back on some things, and it's always so troubling, and I just wish I had gotten help sooner. I didn't do anything bad, but, like when I would drink and, I wouldn't be able to sleep, and I'd be up for like 4 days straight and hearing things, or I would just be so out of my mind and losing myself, and hospital stay, where I had to stay in the ICU, and the massive amount of confusion I was experiencing, all this stuff, just traumatic stuff that just really did a lot of damage. And I wish I'd never gotten to that point in the first place. But, the hospital stay was necessary because alcohol withdrawals can be deadly, of course. Anyway, that's beside the point. I wanted to help people. I wanted to write a self-help book that was different. And one of the ways that I do it, and it's in both of my books, Alcoholism and Stories in Sobriety and Strength, I don't just write for somebody who is struggling with alcohol. I also write for people who, know someone or want to help somebody, who's struggling. Because, you can throw advice around, all you want, but if you don't understand the problem, how the hell are you going to help? So that's something I try to do. I try in both my books to, explain addiction, because there are people out there who don't get it. They don't get addiction. And I try to help with that. Because honest to God, when you are recovering, a support system is absolutely critical. But what happens if that support system doesn't understand addiction? So that's something I do. I try to help people understand. I'm very blunt about things. I give my own story, basically. It's not a spoiler or anything like that. But one of the ways that I try to help people understand addiction is I tell my own story. And instead of showing me getting better, I kill myself off in this story. Instead of me going home from the hospital, I die in the hospital during, the withdrawal phase. And why did I kill myself off? This isn't Alcoholism and its Stories. It's because I needed to make a point about how devastating alcohol abuse can be. People don't realize that alcohol withdrawals can be deadly. People don't realize just how devastating in general addiction is, unless it affects them. So that's, something I try to explain. I just try to talk about different subjects. I want to help somebody understand why they're struggling. I'm not just going to throw advice, at you and be like, well, I hope it sticks. No, I want to help you understand the problem so that way you can fix it, get the help you need, that kind of thing. And also to try to help, during the recovery process too, because recovery, I don't sugarcoat things. Recovery is a bitch. There's no way around it. I get cravings, and this is years and years and years and years later, since I got help. And I still get cravings. It's January of 2022 right now. And, from about, October to about New Year's Day, it's the hardest time for me and for a lot of other people. Because, you've got Halloween and Halloween parties, adult ones, alcohol. Christmas, if you celebrate it, alcohol. And the worst of them all, New Year's Eve. And not to mention time change, it's getting darker earlier and colder weather, depending on where you live. Those are all just a horrible combination of things. And for somebody who really struggles with alcohol, yeah, it's a problem. So I try to help with that. I don't offer any BS. I'm not in it for the money. I don't want to see people in the shoes I was once in because it was miserable. It was traumatic. And I don't know, it just makes me feel better knowing I can help people. And that's the best thing about it. Links are in the bio. Thanks.